I would like to introduce the current P.R.I.D.E board. They're seated to your left. One of our vice presidents, Angela Bodas. Kathy Mahaffey. Linda DeForest. Faye Hill. Stephanie Philbin. Alana Davidson. Julie Heath. Brenda Mello. Kendra Mora. Amber Silva. Jill Thompson and Sandra Villasenor. And our forever board member, Dave Santos. On behalf of the board, let me say how happy we are to be here this evening presenting scholarships to you deserving Patterson seniors. We are pleased to be able to honor your dedication and commitment to your education. We will be awarding $175,000 in scholarships this evening to aid you on your next educational journey. Yes, clap for that. Your town awaits the news of your future successes as you proceed with your education. Work hard, honor your dreams, pursue your passions, and make yourselves and your community proud. Congratulations on earning a P.R.I.D.E scholarship this evening. The first scholarships that will be awarded this evening are all memorial scholarships. And you'll notice in the title, each one does say memorial, but I wanted to explain a little bit about what that means. There are many people in this community that value education greatly. And when a family member passes away, they have left money to P.R.I.D.E to continue doing the work that was started over 20 years ago. These people gave money so that you can receive a scholarship and get some help going to college. And I just wanted you to understand the magnitude of what that means, what the commitment from those people really means. So the following are memorial scholarships. The first is the Betty Carlson Scholarship.
Good evening. Just a little bit about my mom. She graduated in San Francisco as a nurse. I think it was in 1945. I'm the seventh of 8 children. So after we started coming along, she gave up school to raise us kids. And then she went back to it in her 50s and worked as a nurse for 20 years. She did a good job raising us too. All 8 of us graduated from PHS. We all went to college, and there's not a convicted felon amongst us. So she did a really good job. But we all got together and thought we'd honor my mom with a scholarship, and so we're very grateful to present this year's to Kulsum Amadi.
All right, so let me tell you the lay of the land here. You're going to come up through this stairway to the left. You're going to proceed across, meet your presenter on this side, and then there's the beautiful photo op moment. The next memorial scholarship is the Bingham Family Memorial.
Good evening. I'm Brenda Mello. I'm the youngest, I like saying that, child of Wade and Chris Bingham. Growing up as a Bingham, that meant that alphabetically, I was one of the first few, obviously, just like tonight. Which is great, except for a night like tonight. I'm very proud to be able to present one of the few $3,000 awards, and if you read your program, $3,000 is the cap by P.R.I.D.E. But this means that the student receiving this award, we will only hear this student's name once. So I really want you to listen, okay? Because there's nothing, she's just as wonderful and maybe even more wonderful than some of the, I don't know. I'm digging myself in a hole. Anyway, I just feel bad sometimes that we only hear some of the names once. Anyway, I'm very honored to present this $3,000 award to Jillian M. Heiser.
The next memorial scholarship is the Bob and Linda Days Memorial.
Good evening. I am not a Days, I'm Greg Betancourt. But I had the unique experience and pleasure of knowing all of the Days family. Bob, who graduated in 1962, and Linda, who graduated in 1965, were a little bit older than I was, but they went to PHS. They were students of my dad, and Patterson was a small community at that time, so we all knew each other. Later on, I had the opportunity to actually play basketball in City League with Bob, who was always a fierce competitor and an excellent free throw shooter. Later on, after I graduated from college and I came back to Patterson as a coach and teacher, I got to know Bob and Linda in a different capacity as PHS boosters. And they were extremely fierce boosters, pushing for facility improvements and equipment improvements, and always a strong supporter of both their children, Tracy and RJ. I also had the experience of coaching both Tracy and RJ. Tracy was a pitcher and the first girls softball team ever to make the playoffs. RJ played on a JV basketball team for me that won a championship. And a year later, RJ played on a varsity championship team that was the first championship team in 18 years at Patterson High School. So the competitiveness of the Days family and their support of Patterson High School goes back many, many years. And so I was very much honored when RJ asked me to do this. This year's recipient of the Bob and Linda Days Memorial is Elizabeth Ramirez.
The next memorial scholarship is the Bob Vizzolini Memorial.
Hello, I'm very pleased to be able to present this memorial scholarship. Bob and I knew each other from the time we were 5 years old. We both graduated from Patterson High School in 1963. He was a teacher. He came back to Patterson as a teacher, a vice principal, and a principal. And he was a founding member of P.R.I.D.E. He's one of the reasons P.R.I.D.E. exists. I would like to present a scholarship of $500 to Ruby Sue Hinosa.
The next memorial scholarship is the Boyarsky Family Memorial.
When I was very young, we lived next to the Boyarskis. Bill Boyarski was a principal in Patterson schools in the 1950s and 60s. Anyway, it is a honor to present the Boyarski Family Memorial in the sum of $1,000 to Miriam Balumbu.
The next scholarship is the Brian DeGroot Memorial.
Good evening. I'm a family friend of the DeGroots. Their son and grandson was Brian DeGroot, Patterson High School student. In 2017, we lost Brian in an incredibly tragic way. He had many struggles and felt this was the only way, his only option to take care of his struggles. His family wants to continue to honor him with the P.R.I.D.E scholarship so he will never be forgotten. They hope that we all look out for each other, no matter what our age are, no matter what decisions we make in life. Please reach out to your teachers, friends, and family for help. They're there for you. The DeGroot family would like to present a $700 scholarship to Moana Ramirez.
The next scholarship is the Bunny Drew Memorial.
I'm back. These are tough. It's amazing when a family wants to honor somebody who has been in our lives. And this particular donor is Bruce Thompson of Thompson Chevrolet. And he wants to make sure that Bunny Drew stays on our minds. She was the head of Faith, which was friends and individuals that help. And it was classified as a food bank, but it was so much more to the community. I was her go-to person. I mean, we're talking going back 20 years. But I was her go-to person, get all kinds of calls, all hours, when a family needed diapers, when a family, the dad lost his job and they were about to lose their electricity. She was a person who was behind the scenes. Every year we celebrated Christmas for almost 100 kids who otherwise would not have had a Christmas. And year after year, Bruce Thompson continues to honor her in this way, in a scholarship, and it means, I'm so grateful for it. Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. With that, I'm happy to present a $500 scholarship. Kalzame Amadi.
The next scholarship is the Berta Herger Memorial Scholarship.
Hello, my name is Ken Herger. Berta was my adult mom. She didn't have to deal with me when I was in diapers and in the trouble boy. So she, her and my dad got together when I was a young adult, so she got to see the best of me, not the worst of me. Anyway, we give quite a few scholarships. Berta was a teacher and believed in education. There's no tomorrow for her. Everything was about education. So these are the people that are going to receive scholarships. Ethan Wong for $1,000. Sienna Musson, $1,000. Mason Cozart, $1,000. Abraham Amadi, $1,000. Carvin Lewis, $1,000.
The next scholarship is the Chuck and Martha Thompson Memorial.
This memorial scholarship is for my parents, Chuck and Martha. They were not afforded the opportunity to even finish high school. They were from the South, and they ended up out in California and made tremendous, awesome lives for themselves and myself and my two sisters, who, by the way, were forced to graduate from college. I can tell you that. There was, anyway, there was some beating involved, but I made it too. So knowing how important education was to them, it's very important to myself, and I'm very, very honored to help Corvin Lewis along his educational path. The amount is $1,000.
The next memorial is the Claire George Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. My name is Jill Thompson, and Claire George was my mother. And not from Patterson. She lived in Lodi, and I'm overwhelmed by the generosity of my family and friends who donated $1,000 to P.R.I.D.E. For a scholarship in her name. And I find this highly ironic that the recipient shares the same first name as my mother, Claire Pierce.
Next memorial is the David Richmith Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening again. My name is Dennis Wheeler-Wheeland, and this is
Lauren Anson.
This is David Richmith's granddaughter. Tonight, we have the honor of presenting the David Richmith Memorial Scholarship on behalf of Eric and Elizabeth Anson and family. David Richmith, if you knew him as Tiny, and he wasn't tiny. But I met Tiny in kindergarten, North Mead, a couple years back. And we became best friends. And to this day, he's still my best friend. Well, David grew up in Patterson, graduated from Patterson High School in '72, where he was active in FFA and Tiger football. Tiny was a farmer, but he loved to fish. And if he wasn't farming, he was fishing. Did you ever fish with Tiny?
Yes.
Say, Grandpa?
Yeah.
From sun to sun. But he also loved his family. And he loved the community of Patterson. He's a third-generation farmer and farmed several hundred acres of diversified row crops and orchards throughout his 45-plus years of farming. He was also a member of the Patterson Irrigation District Board of Directors for 32 years and served as vice president prior to his sudden death in July of '22. For many years, he was also actively involved with the Patterson Auction Boosters and raised funds for their fair projects for both Patterson 4-H and Patterson FFA members. As a longtime generational Patterson farmer and community member, David's legacy of hard work and selfishness continues to inspire others.
Please join me in congratulating Dorothy Ekedy as they embark on their educational journey.
Scholarship for $500.
The next memorial is the Eusebio Sam Cuellar Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening, everyone. So my dad, he graduated in 1964 from Patterson High. I also graduated from Patterson High in 1985. My brother graduated from Patterson High. My kids have graduated from Patterson High. So we've been here for a while. A little bit about my dad. My dad was a very active in our community. He served on the city council a few times. He was a school board member as well. He, along with Dave, worked with P.R.I.D.E to get this thing going. So it's a pretty big thing. You know, he definitely believed in education. He also believed in giving people a hand up and an opportunity to succeed. And that's what this is all about, right? Giving you a first step for that. One thing I can tell you guys that are receiving awards today, remember this night, right? Remember this night so that maybe 20 years from now, wherever your lives take you, and if it's in this community or in another community, give back, right? Remember this, right? There's a lot of people that are supporting you right now and are giving you that leg up and a hand out and a hand up to get you where you need to be. And just continue this, right? Continue the momentum. Serve your community the best way you can, albeit with financial means, volunteering, whatever you can do to uplift your community. Remember this night. So with that said, I'm proud to present a $1,000 scholarship to Dorothy Ekedy.
Gotta watch that, Dorothy. The next memorial scholarship is the Frank Herger Memorial.
So, Frank was my dad. And a little story about him is that he was born in 1926. And when he was a senior in high school, he got drafted into the military. He never finished high school. He was in Japan when they set the bomb off. So my dad's, my dad's experiences were, he never told us, you know, even growing up, we didn't know his experiences there because it seems like all the kids in those days who were in the military didn't share any stories. Until he passed away, I never really saw another side of him. So we've been doing Frank Herger Memorial Scholarship. This is year 18 for us. And the student is?
Paulo Botello Sea.
The next memorial scholarship is the George Klopping Memorial.
George Klopping and my father were longtime friends. They first met on a train on their way to Boise State. George, of course, was a Patterson High delegate, and my dad was from Gustine. Anyway, that was the beginning of a 60-plus year friendship. George was a big part of my life growing up. So it's with great honor that I present this scholarship for $2,000 to Paula Botella Ceja.
The next memorial scholarship is the Harold Hill Memorial.
Thank you, and congratulations, graduates of 2024. My father, Harold, was a longtime businessman in Patterson. He was involved in many groups and organizations, and for 8 years he was in charge of the Del Porto Health District, and so definitely believed in giving back to his community and was tireless in that endeavor, along with being a part-time, very passionate farmer. My father, I recently ran across an article that was written by a college student, and in it he asked my father, what words would you tell a young person now that's just starting out in their life? And my dad said, I would say find something that you're passionate about. Look for things that really drive you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Above all, seek an education and continue to grow. And so I think this is especially fitting. We'd like to present this $1,000 memorial scholarship to Mason Cozart.
The next memorial scholarship is the J.P. Correa Memorial.
This auditorium is kind of scary. I hold in my hand, and it looks just like yours. This is 1924. My uncle, our last name is Gillum. His last name is Correa, but you pronounced it correctly because half the family said Korea, and half the family said Correa. And so this is 100 years ago. And I'll hand it to, and this is my son Dale who's helping me. And this is the yearbook from 100 years ago, which is all together, and where I got some of my information. And so I'm really proud to be here for my uncle. He had no children. There were 4 children who graduated from Patterson High School, and then my uncle, Joe's brother, Charlie, the older people here will remember Charlie's clothing store downtown, and Charlie had 7 children who graduated from here. And so this is an especially important year for the family who walked their cows from Atwater, came from the Azores, started out in Atwater, and then lived on Lemon Avenue for years. And so when they graduated, when my uncle started, there were 35 in his class, but only 18 graduated. I'm thinking that the dropout rates improved, I hope. Anyway, eventually he went through here, participated in a lot of things. There was only the main building that's now gone and a gymnasium. He participated in a lot of the clubs. There were 8 staff members, and he was a part of almost every group you could be. And eventually went to Cal Berkeley, became a lawyer, served in World War II, and settled in Wairika, California, Northern California, and eventually became city attorney there. So anyway, there are two scholarships for him. One's Angelo, I hope I say this correctly, Angelo Macaldo, and Cristo Lopez. This is, I will say his name is misspelled. It's Correia. It's misspelled on the, is that okay? Is the scholarship?
The scholarship will still be valid, and we will make the correction. Sorry about that. Congratulations.
The teacher in her.
Yes.
I will hand you that.
Okay.
It's a little information on the back. This is the high school program from 1924.
Pretty fabulous. The next scholarship is the Jean and Ken Brown Memorial Scholarship. And those two people just happen to be my parents. As Jill stated so eloquently a few minutes ago, I was very, very blessed by friends who, upon the passing of my father many, many years ago, and my mother very recently, donated money in their names. My parents were both educators. My father taught high school choir, and my mother was an elementary school teacher for over 50 years. She retired at 80 years old. My parents believed in the power of higher education. They believed in creating individuals who were self-sufficient. Therefore, growing up, that's all I heard. You will go to college and get a degree so that you are not reliant upon anyone for anything. My father believed in higher education so much, he created opportunities for his choirs to sing at local universities so that the students could experience the college campuses. He even drove one student to Chico State because his parents were not financially able to get him there. My mom, on the other hand, believed in the ability of each child to learn. She never gave up on a child, even if they felt like giving up on themselves. She was determined to help every child she taught reach their fullest potential. Together, they made an impact on hundreds of students' lives, and I am proud of the educators that they were, and I'm pleased to honor their memory and their dedication to education tonight with this scholarship for $1,000 to Dorothy Eshegi. The next Pride Scholarship is the Jeremiah Shali Memorial.
So, I've been up here a lot. I'm the president of the Historical Society now, and Jeremiah was a big part of our museum in Vernalis, and he was taken away way too young. So, we're doing the scholarship. Owen Albright.
Owen is on the baseball field tonight. Thank you, Ms. Dittman, for stepping in. The next scholarship is the Joel Ramirez Memorial.
I was lucky enough to have known Joel Ramirez. He moved here when he was very young. He was about 3, started kindergarten at Grayson School, and went all through Patterson District Schools, graduated in '79, went to work for the local telephone company. If you're as old as me, you will remember Evans Telephone Company. He worked there for 25 years before starting his own communication business. He had a successful business for 10 years before he passed. His family wanted to honor him and the hardworking man that he was, and so they give a scholarship. This is the 9th year that they have given a scholarship in his name. His son and daughter have also received P.R.I.D.E scholarships, so it's something that they believe in and want to continue promoting. A $1,500 scholarship goes to Elijah Jameson.
The next scholarship is the John Barbasti Memorial.
Good evening. John Barbasti was a lifelong resident of Patterson who graduated from PHS in 1971, where he was a student body president and active in athletics and student life. He was a third-generation dairy farmer on the family dairy farm, and he was the Patterson Irrigation District president and served on the board for almost 19 years. He was a member of the Patterson High Boosters Club, the Patterson Gridiron Club, the California Farm Bureau, the Dairy Herd Improvement Association, and the Los Baños Bass Club. This is in honor of him given by his family to Nathaniel Lozano for $1,500.
Ms. Dittman is again stepping in. Thank you, Ms. Dittman. I did hear a rumor. Did they win? All right. All worth it. Way to go, Tigers. The next memorial scholarship is the Joyce Iomini Scholarship.
Joyce Iomini's family has been instrumental in Patterson history. For any of you who know Patterson Frozen Foods, the Iomini family is who started that. And they came to Patterson years before that, and there was a bakery downtown. And they came from Italy. And Joyce was married to the son of the founder. This is in memory of Joyce, and it goes to Ingrid Carrasco.
The next memorial scholarship is the Maddie Hauk Women in Journalism Scholarship.
Good evening. Maddie Hauk was a longtime reporter and journalist for the Patterson Irrigator, and it is my honor and privilege to award the Maddie Hauk Women in Journalism Award to Alexia Rosas for $1,000.
The next memorial scholarship is the Mario Iomini Memorial.
Hello. On behalf of the Iomini family, I'm so honored to award 5 $1,000 scholarships in the memory of Mario Iomini. The first one is to Ann Jeanette Rivera. Caitlin Mendoza. Jessica Coble. Marcella Anderson. And Mia Banzuelos.
The next memorial scholarship is the Mr. and Mrs. Shig Yamamoto Memorial.
Good evening. I'm here to honor my bachan and jichan, which in Japanese is grandma and grandpa. They believed in higher education, and my bachan would always say, get the piece of paper. It didn't matter from where, just get a piece of paper after high school. So I'm proud to present two $500 scholarships to Claire Pierce and William Silva.
Scholarship is the Ruth McHenry Memorial.
I have the honor of presenting the Ruth McHenry Memorial Scholarship. Ruth was a valued member of our community, and their family would like to honor Aaliyah Whelan with a scholarship for $1,000.
The next memorial scholarship is the Sandy Hill Memorial.
Good evening. Sandy Hill moved to Patterson as a single mom. Her two daughters graduated from Patterson High, and with Sandy's support and drive, those girls went on to college. One is a successful CPA, the other is a very successful medical doctor. Like I said, Sandy was driven, but she was also very kind, very generous, and I'm happy to be able to call her my friend. With honor, I present this $1,000 scholarship to Sienna Musson.
The next scholarship to be awarded was given after the deaths of many members of our community. So it is a combination of the generosity of people in our community after losing a loved one or a friend. And Sandra Villasenor will present that.
This scholarship is to honor Velma Borba, Carla Nelson, Joan Cardosa, Ann Field, and Faith Osteen. All were longtime Patterson residents. A few fun facts is that Miss Borba's son, Rocky, worked for the district for many, many years and retired from working with us. And Miss Ann Field worked at the high school library, and eventually the superintendent of Patterson Unified asked her to redesign the high school library. So that's a fun fact. And Faith Osteen lived here for over 30 years and was a special education teacher for our district. So a lot of educators giving back to our community. And the scholarship goes to Vanya Love Diaz for $500.
Her mother is accepting for her this evening. The next scholarships to be given are in honor of those founding members of our Pride Board that have passed away. In their honor, we give a scholarship in their name every year, and Alana Davidson and Jill Thompson will be presenting those.
So in the Bob Vizzolini Pride Memorial Scholarship, like opening an envelope, for $1,000 is Abraham Amadi. The Chris Bingham Pride Memorial Scholarship for $1,000 goes to Mason Cozart. Jolyn Shutt Pride Memorial Scholarship goes to Antonio Lamelli for $1,000. The Sam Cuellar Pride Memorial Scholarship goes to Monica Ornelas for $1,000. And the Marilyn Allen Pride Memorial Scholarship goes to Ethan Wong for $1,000.
The next scholarship to be awarded is an education scholarship sponsored by Dr. and Mrs. Gauna.
Good evening and muy buenas noches. It's an honor to stand before you and also to serve as your superintendent and see all the generosity that is being provided to our students. As I've always said, you know, when the story is written at the end, it will always read that it was always about our children. I was here last year, my first year, and wrapping up my second year, and I was so inspired by all the generosity and the memorial of all of our loved ones, both present and past. And I spoke to my wife, and we were inspired to continue our tradition of making sure that one of our students, at least on our behalf, and our family, continues to provide the path for one of our students that continues to be in education. Growing up in education and being a first-generation student, it was hard. You didn't know where you fit in. You didn't always have someone there for you. But there was always one person that was always there for me, and I could always count on my teachers, custodians, etc. But this is a small token of our appreciation and hoping that this will continue to help our future, that this individual will not only remember where they started, but also come back home to Patterson and serve our community as a teacher or educator. On my behalf and my wife's behalf, this $500 scholarship goes to Ruby Soix Hinojosa.
The next scholarship is the Faith Logistics Scholarship.
To present three $1,000 scholarships from Faith Logistics, it's funded by a teacher who had a prior business outside of teaching to support people in the trucking industry. And he has chosen to continue to give the funds that were generated through P.R.I.D.E. First is Faith Mosier, Abram Almaty, whoops. And Kalsume Almighty.
The next scholarship is the Friends of the Library Scholarship.
Good evening. Friends of the Patterson Library has been participating in the P.R.I.D.E. Scholarship since its inception, and we work within the community to raise funds for the library and to participate in scholarships and other forms of education and enhancement. So it gives us great pride to award a scholarship in the amount of $1,000 to Corvin Lewis.
The next scholarship is the Lusich Santos and Blossom Hill Packing Scholarship.
It's an honor to be here. I had a small part in this Pride a few long time ago, about 2002, and you heard a little story about this, but there was, after we passed a bond for the Creekside, there was $10,000 left. And so there was a group of us who was part of the bond committee sat in this room at the high school, and there were two choices. One is the current principal at that time of the junior high wanted to do a marquee, and then the rest of us wanted to invest in the future of all these young people here, and we took the $10,000 along with everybody else in there had to put $100 in, and we started with about $11,000 in 2002, and as tonight there's been over $1 million up to date, and we always thought it was the purpose of Pride was to invest in our future. And these young people right here are our future, and there's no other way or better way that we can do is invest in the future, because that's a very bright group of young people right there. So it's my honor to provide and my company's to provide a $500 scholarship to Nathaniel Lozano.
Miss Dittman for the win. The next scholarship is the Mathematical Association of Patterson.
So Bruce Kelly, as most of you may know, was a longtime educator at PHS who had a passion for his field of mathematics. He was also a major contributor to the Pride organization. So as a board member, Bruce created this community scholarship in which he funds to this day for youth who strives to go into the financial field. It is my honor to present the Mathematical Association of Patterson Community Scholarship to William Silva.
The next scholarship is the Mellow Machine Scholarship.
Good evening. Mellow Machine and Manufacturing began in 1988 when a Homer Johnson machine shop was purchased. Anyway, it is now run by my son. Anyway, I am honored to present this award of $500 to Lucas Robinson.
The next scholarship is given by Mountain Mike's Pizza. No, it's not pizza.
That does sound good, though, right now. Palmera and Jose Reynosa are owners of Mountain Mike's Pizzas, and I believe they have probably been supporting Pride since the beginning. I mean, that's how much they believe in our community, how much they believe in our kids. So it is my honor to present two $500 scholarships, one for Stephen Nguyen and one for Lucas Robertson.
The next scholarship is given by Oak Valley Bank.
Thank you, guys. I'm honored to be here. My son actually graduated from Patterson High School, was a recipient of the Pride Scholarship, and he graduates with his master's on Saturday. So it's a great program. So I'm honored, on behalf of Oak Valley Bank, to present the $500 scholarship to Vinaya Love Diaz.
Scholarship is given by the Patterson Education Foundation.
I'm honored tonight on behalf of Chris Saunders and Michael Saunders and Chris Anderson. They head the Patterson Education Foundation. If you're a golfer, they do a golf tournament every year to raise funds. And I have 4 $500 scholarships. The first one goes to Aaliyah Whelan. Melissa Perez Ramos. Monica Ornelas. And I hope that baseball team is winning. Owen Albrecht.
The next scholarship is given by the Patterson Garden Club.
Hello, the Patterson Garden Club is proud to present 4 $1,000 scholarships. The first one is for Jessica Cobble. Mia Banuelos. Isabella Rodriguez. And Samantha Rodriguez.
The next scholarship is given by the Patterson Lions Club.
Good evening again. So I'm the tail twister for the Lions Club. So I don't know if you know what that is, but I squeeze all the dollars I can out of all the members. So in doing that, we have a $500 scholarship for
Stephen Nguyen.
Stephen Nguyen.
The next scholarship is given by the Patterson Masonic Lodge.
Hello, everybody. I am part of the oldest fraternity in the world, and we take good men and we make them better. But we also have education is in our fundamental learnings, of course. And so we like to congratulate Stephen Nguyen for a $500 scholarship.
The next scholarship is given by the Patterson Study Club.
I'm Barbara Hartzell, and I'm representing the Patterson Study Club, the oldest club in Patterson. It started in the early 1920s. Wives of ranchers and farmers wanted some intellectual stimulation, so they met once a month to hear an oral presentation given by a member. It could be about something in science, music, history, or a famous person or place. Research was not as easy back then. No internet, no Wikipedia, no AI. Now the club is made up of a group of women interested in learning something new each month. We consider ourselves to be lifelong learners. My presentation on Thursday is about Hedy Lamarr, a famous actress and inventor. She is credited with inventing frequency hopping. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS followed many years later using that concept. Now, 67 years ago, I was graduating from high school and hoping I was going to get some scholarships. I had just been accepted to the University of California, Santa Barbara, and 2 scholarships got me started. The National Student Loan Program helped me finish. Back then, there was a shortage of teachers and engineers, and if after graduation you worked in your profession for 5 years, 1/2 of the loan was erased. I had borrowed $3,500. That was a lot of money back then. And after 5 years of teaching, I began to make payments. I paid back the loan and went on to teach for 33 years. So the amount of the scholarship we are awarding today is a drop in the bucket of what it costs now to attend college, but every bit helps. The award goes to Eduardo Silva Magana, $750.
The next scholarship is given by the Patterson-Wesley Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening. On behalf of Patterson-Wesley Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to present this scholarship for $500 to Angelo Makata.
The next scholarship is given by the Patterson High School Class Reunion of 1979.
So this is not my class, this is my wife's class. And they did their 45th reunion, and they put out silent auction items and raised enough money for 2 scholarships. So as you guys graduate this year, think about 45 years later. So one of them is for Elizabeth Ramirez. And Ingrid Caruso. Is that right? Carrasco.
The next scholarships to be given out are funded by Patterson Joint Unified staff. Teachers, paraeducators give from their paychecks every month to our P.R.I.D.E Foundation so that scholarships can be awarded to graduating seniors. And since I am still contributing, I thought it was only fitting that I get to award them. The first $500 scholarship goes to Anderson Tercios. The next scholarship is for Brian Castaneda Marquez. The next scholarship is for Crystal Lopez. And the final scholarship is for Gianna Sandoval. The next scholarship is given by the Rotary Club.
The Patterson Rotary Club was established in Patterson in 1941 and has been involved with the Pride scholarships since the very beginning. We'd like to present our $500 scholarship to Anderson Tucios.
The next scholarship is given by Ryan DeForest.
Yeah, that's my kid. So my son Ryan is a 2008 Patterson High School graduate, also a Pride recipient. He graduated from UC Davis, has a successful career, married, has a family of his own, and this is what we talk about, giving back. I mean, as you guys sit here, here he is, 2008. I don't even want to think how many years ago that was, but that's okay. And you come back to the community that has given to you to further your education. And I wish he could have been here to present it, because this is pretty cool. So he is grateful and honored to be able to give back to the next generation of graduates. And with that, I'm happy to award $500. And now this is really neat too, is that this recipient's father was Ryan's coach, basketball coach, his mentor. And you talk about full circle. So the $500 is going to Antonio Lamelli.
The next scholarship is given by Thompson Chevrolet.
Started out a long time ago, and we're still here, so thank you all for waiting. I would like to share one thing with the graduating class. I have a favorite quote, and I think it's very apropos for you guys as you move forward. And the quote is this: "Be curious, not judgmental." It's by Walt Whitman. Your education is now going to be based on your curiosity. As you make judgments in life, that is where your education will end. So please, stay curious, stay focused, and always, always look to do a little bit more. Thompson Chevrolet would like to donate $1,000 to Sienna Musson for her continued education.
The next scholarship is given by the West Side Theater.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present this scholarship from Westside Theater. If you ever have a chance to go to Westside Theater, please do. They've had some wonderful productions. It's a lot of fun, and it's close by. Anyway, my honor to award $300 to Moana Ramirez.
The next scholarship is given by the West Side Auto Club.
Hello, we are members of the West Side Auto Club, and this is the second year that Cynthia and myself are presenting the award to, the recipient is, for $500, Gianna Sandoval.
The remaining scholarships that will be given out this evening are all from P.R.I.D.E, and so names will be called in groups of 5 or so. So would you please, when your name is called, wait for the 5 to be called, and we'll get a picture together, okay?
So we have 4 scholarships for $500 each, going to Eduardo Silva Magana, Brian Castaneda Marquez, Claire Pierce, and Lucas Robertson.
I did also want to mention, there's going to be a lot of money coming through now here in these next names. And that comes from the community when we send out for sponsorships, be it $20 donations, $10 donations that come from the community, and our fundraisers. So keeping that in mind, parents, when you see it out there, that we have a fundraiser coming up, this is where the money is all coming. We are 100%. The money that comes in goes back to our kids. So with that, this next scholarship for $1,000 going to Alea Wieland. The next $1,000, Anjanette Rivera. Next $1,000 going to Caitlin Mendoza. Another $1,000 going to Ethan Wong. And another $1,000 going to Faith Moser.
So we have 5 $1,000 scholarships going to Giselle Pereira Casterjon, Isabella Rodriguez, Marcella Anderson, Monica Ornales, and Nathaniel Lozano.
This next group all receive a $1,500 scholarship. Alexa Navarro, Alexia Rosas, Angel Fleming, Antonio Lamelli, and Dylan Sanchez.
The next scholarships are each for $1,500, and these go to Evelyn Camarillo, Giselle Vargas, Owen Albrecht, and William Silva.
All right. These next scholarships are in the amount of $2,000. First one to Alexander Layfield. And then Alexandra Perez Sanchez. Alexia Perez. Alina Moya. Annie Wynn. Armando Ramos. Asia Taylor.
So we have 8 $2,000 scholarships going to, oh, sorry. Okay, first one is Bailey. Squeeze in, guys. Just go there, baby. All right, Bailey. Carlette Morales. Cassandra Torres. Charlotte Drybray. Diana Vineas Casillas. Estrella Zamora. And Daniela Garcia.
This next group are also receiving $2,000 scholarships, and forgive me ahead of time if I butcher anyone's name. Evelyn Mitchell. Gasalupe Samuela Palatoga. Gerardo Diaz Castillo. Haley Pierce. Jasmine Virgin. Jayla Bueno. And Jessica Olson.
This next group of recipients are earning scholarships for $2,000. Jose Cervantes, Jose Chavez Alvarez, Jose Regina Gomez Jimenez, Karina Arroyo Torres, Kedia Mendoza Diaz, Laura Bowers, and Lucas Chan.
All right, these next recipients also are going to be awarded scholarships of $2,000. First one to Melissa Perez Ramos. Odalis Garcia. Olivia Jimenez. Samantha Nunes. Santanya Kane. Shirley Barrios Vasquez. And Sofia Romo.
So these are also $2,000 scholarships going to Sophia Richmond, Tisafari Jarvis, David Nige, Yarith Lua, Yaritzi Meza Cortez.
And our final scholarships are for $2,500. And the first one going to Elizabeth M. Heiser. Emily Austin. And finally for Michaela Casulo.
All right, class of 2024, we are ready to see all of the amazing accomplishments that you make. Please keep us posted. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming this evening. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we go. Graduates, do not lose that certificate. On the back is information that you will need to claim your scholarship. So make sure that you put that in a safe place. The next few weeks are going to be crazy, so keep that in a safe place so that you know after you register how to claim your scholarships. Okay? Good luck to you. The board wishes you the best. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening. We appreciate your support. Good night.